You know what today is? It's Read Across America Day. And so I thought I would take this opportunity to read one of my favorite stories to you. So get ready, bottom situated, crisscross applesauce, and I hope you like my book. Oh, but before I do this, I need my reading glasses. They're very important or I can't see the book. So just give me a second. Oh gosh, here they are. Oh, wait. Oh, these aren't my reading glasses. These aren't going to work. Oh, gosh. Okay, let's try these. Oh, yeah, no, these aren't the reading glasses either. Oh, here they are. Let's try these. Ah, much better. Here we go. My favorite story, Stanley's Wild Ride. Stanley knew he wasn't supposed to leave the yard, but he had been stuck in that yard practically his whole life. And it was always the same old bush, the same old clothesline, and the same old fence. Stanley stared at the blue sky beyond the fence, and he longed with all his heart for something new, something exciting, something more. One day, sniffing in the corner, he found it. It was a hole, just a weensy hole, as big as a bug. But when Stanley scratched, it got bigger. Soon, it was as big as a dog's nose. All afternoon and into the evening, Stanley scratched and pawed and dug. Finally, the hole was as big as a whole dog. Stanley knew, because there he was on the other side of the fence. Ruff! Barked Stanley in astonishment. Then he noticed something even better. There was no leash attached to his collar and no person at the end of his leash. Stanley quivered with excitement. He wondered how far he could run without stopping. He ran all the way to the end of the block. Then he ran back, and he did it again. Stanley felt like a million dog biscuits. He ran 3 whole blocks without stopping, to see his best friend, of course. That's Alice. When Alice saw Stanley running loose, she got very excited. "Just dig a hole," said Stanley in dog talk. "It's easy." Alice tried, but the dirt was too hard. "There must be a way," said Stanley. Alice poked at her fence and prodded. Finally, she found a loose board, and that was exactly the size of a dog. "Run for it," barked Stanley, and they did. Next came Nutsy. With Alice's help, she broke out in seconds. Elwood's escape was even tougher, and Grassy Jack, he almost didn't make it. But finally, there they were, 5 dogs out of their yards and not a leash in sight. "We can go anywhere," barked Stanley. "We can do anything we want." Yep, agreed all his friends. And away they all ran, looking for the kind of fun you can't find in a yard. And they found some tasty garbage. They ate it. Then they passed a fancy car, and they soaked its tires. When they came across a tomcat, they chased it up a tree. "Stay there," they growled at the cat. They ran all around the wild side of town, and whenever they saw a road, they went up and they took it, because that night the sky was the limit. Up the dogs went, and up until finally they reached the top of the big hill. With their eyes bugging out, they looked around. "We can see the whole world from here," cried Alice. Stanley stared in amazement. He had no idea the world was so big. Then he looked down, and that's when he saw it. Standing there in the moonlight, a strange, flat, red, and black thing. Stanley shivered. He wasn't sure what that thing was, but there was something about it that made his fur stand up. He walked over slowly and began to sniff it. "Smells like feet," he said. The other dogs crowded closer and took deep sniffs. Ooh, they loved the smell of feet. "It's supposed to have a kid on it," said Elwood. "Where's the kid?" The dogs all looked around. No kid. As Stanley sniffed the thing one more time, he accidentally touched it with his nose. It moved. He touched it again. Slowly, very slowly, it started rolling down the hill. "It's getting away," yelped Alice. Stanley raced after the thing. He jumped on it with all four paws to stop it. But it didn't stop. It was going faster every second, and it was taking Stanley with it. "Hot dog," said the dogs. "Look at that pup go." Stanley had never gone so fast in all his life. His ears flew back. His fur flattened out. He held on so tight, his paws went white. "Go, Stanley, go!" yelled the other dogs as they raced along behind him. Tearing around the bend, Stanley ripped through a tunnel and over a curb. Finally, he glanced back. And what did he see? His friends had found things too. "Woohoo! Woohoo!" howled Stanley. Screaming into an intersection, he did a huge circling wheelie, and when he reached to the top of the steepest slope in town, his friends were right on his tail. "Woohoo!" they all howled. With a rumble like thunder, the dogs roared down the hill, faster than a squirrel, faster than a rabbit, faster than any dog ever dreamed of going. "Woohoo!" they all yelled. And all over town, the dogs woke up and howled right back. And cats yelled, and babies wailed, and lights went on, and people ran out to watch and see what the dogs were doing. Even the cars were howling. There was one right behind the dogs. Uh-oh. It was black and white and had a light on top. "Woo! Woo!" howled the police car. "Uh-oh," howled Stanley as he looked straight ahead. "A fence!" "Ooh!" went the dogs as they hit the fence. "Ow! Ow!" Well, they didn't hit it that hard, but it must have been a very old fence because it fell right over, and there the dogs were. In Stanley's yard. And there was Stanley's people standing on the porch, wearing their pajamas. Stanley went over to give them a lick. They tasted sleepy. It took a while to sort everything out. Stanley's friends were loaded into the police car to go home. The things with wheels all went back into the truck. As for Stanley, well, the hole got filled in and a new fence was put up. And there he was, back in his yard. But he didn't mind. Not too much. Stanley was doggone tired. Good old clothesline, he thought, as he laid around on the lawn. Good old bush. His night out had taught him a lot about the world beyond the fence, how it's big and it's strange, how it's full of ups and downs, and how it can give you the ride of your lifetime. But the most important thing that Stanley learned was this: there is always a way past the fence. Well, I hope you enjoyed my story. I want to wish you a great day today, and I hope that you take the time to read your favorite book as well. Bye, Oster students, and as I always sign off, I say, go Cougars!